got an old Farmall A. This is a plain A, built in the late 30s, early to mid 40s. Really don't know exactly the year this one was built. Usually you can look for the casting codes, dates on these, but I haven't been able to turn any up that made any sense. So anyway, it's again, plain A, which means no hydraulics on it. This little piece right here is where the hydraulics on a Super A sits, right in this area, and they bolt to where this little fella sits. So that is just a tank stand that you'll only find on Farmall B and A tractors, again without hydraulics. Again, you can't just add hydraulics to these. Number one, there's no holes there to bolt the what they call that, the touch control hydraulic unit. And up here is where the hydraulic pump would mount, right in this area, and there's no provision for that. So I mean, not going to say you couldn't do it, but you need a little dab of machining capability here to make that work out. Also, these little pads here where things mount to are not the same dimension across. Not that any of that's the end of the world, but it is a difference, and the block's different. So if you found a Super A block, I mean, you know, if you had a good Super A parts tractor, by all means you could switch out this torque tube piece and the block and have a hydraulic plain A, but the again, can't just bolt the stuff on, I guess is what I'm saying. But it's got some issues. Got a little problem there with the rim. This is very, very common with calcium. It eats out around the valve stem, and before long you have a massive hole. So this part's no good. Difference again too on the plain A and Super A, these are just a very, very thin sheet metal stamping, kind of like tin work would be on the hood. On a Super A, those are very heavy duty, because you can see this thing wiggle. On a Super A, they're extremely thick because they mount 3 bolts right here, and that's where the rear rock shaft bolts to. This also has a smaller diameter 6-spline PTO shaft. I think any other housings. It does have a belt pulley housing bolted to it, which is a neat deal. Somebody got creative with it. Looks like some interesting valve spring set up here to assist the fact that all that broke. A little scary. I'd hate to try to ride that, but anyway, it's also got a larger than stock diameter wheel, probably off of a like a C or one of the numbered one-row tractors, like a 100, 130, 140, something like that. It's that larger, I think they call them 17-inch diameter, and the others are 15. It's either that or 13 and 15. I think there's a 2-inch difference. But anyway, that's just a little shot of this fella. It's picked it up, I guess, about a week ago, and just been so busy, hadn't a chance to get it unloaded. I should have filmed unloading the rear half of a Super A that got cut at the torque tube. Somebody was needing it to put in a F12. They just took engine and all and put it over in there. But I was able to get the rest of the tractor, and had some pieces to be handy keeping the others alive. There's a touch control unit. I'll spit that out a little quicker eventually, I guess. But again, let's talk about casting codes earlier, and this was casted on July the 5th. Year Y is 1953, Z would be 1954, and A starts all over with 1955. So this was a 1953 tractor, and it's not a horrible old tractor. It does have 1 pin in there. That's good. I hope it's not, I don't know if it's frozen or not, but anyway, yeah, it might be. But anyway, these little plates, they see hard life, so glad to have a few of those little guys, and that'll be good. Again, just some good spare parts to have around. Came with a tank. There's another set of the hydraulic lines, and the pump is in here, so that'll be handy stuff. And that'll be the 3rd 1953 variant that we've got here, if my math's right. I think it's 3, yeah. So I've got a little project in mind if I live long enough to get it done. One of them is a industrial, and what I'd like to do is it's got a highway mower on it, which means it's a Dynabalance style mower, and it has the ability to mow in any position, being Dynabalance, and it also is power lift, and it has a special set of valving, and I think it Yeah, it's got to be in this unit here because all of that's done right in here. But anyway, it allows that mower to be run super slow. This rock shaft house, I'm sure they just put little restrictors in. It's probably not a big deal to switch it back and forth. But I put a set of these more standard arms on this front rock shaft that mounts to the touch control unit. And first time I used it, my goodness, cultivating, it was just struggling and straining. It was just absolutely, couldn't hardly get any speed out of it, and it just sounded horrible trying to push it up or down. It was just really struggling. And then later on I realized why. They put a different stuff in those. They have different again, that restrictor so that mower doesn't slam up and slam down, and it makes it a little more usable when you're mowing. So I think I'm going to take those standard arms back off and put the original ones for the mower on it, and then put the mower on it. And again, the thing that's kind of got me excited about the 53 is I've got another one in there with a good engine and a not that the one in it's horrible, but it can be freshened up. But you can see hiding over there, yeah, let me get my screen back here. There's a Super A and Farmall A's they're offset, so they have a light side and a heavy side, and they put a thick wheel center on the light side of the tractor where it's offset. So that side over there is crazy heavy. I think I weighed one time, it's like 170 pounds, and this side here is just a 1/4 inch steel press disc. It's nothing heavy at all, a few pounds. That other side is a big heavy casting, and it also ends up, let me walk back over there, maybe I can show you on this. It will give you the ability to mount wheels right side by side on there. So there you can see it. See how that you won't need a dual wheel adapter or spacer or anything else to keep those wheels from touching, because this thing sticks out on this side only like that. The other side does not. So my thought is, it might be crazy, but to put duals on that tractor with the mower on it, and maybe not even all the way duals, maybe just single on the side with the mower. No, I think it'd need duals on that side. Anyway, regardless, what I'm thinking is I want this guy right here on the other side to get the weight down to where it's more balanced. So it may get duals, it may get 2 on one side, 1 on the other. Not real sure yet. I haven't really done all the ciphering yet. I just kind of got to look through at the parts I've got and see what's laying around that'll just bolt over there real easy and see what happens. But that's kind of the thought anyway. So that's about all the time I got for that today. It's starting to get dark, so we'll wrap this up, and I might let you watch unloading this.